Hello everybody and welcome to a new video of horasYminutos.com in English. I'm Santiago Tejedor and we're going to have a look at 3 chronographs from the Swatch Group that cost less than 1,500 euros. Amazing how we love chronographs, isn't it? I mean, that machine that was born to accurately measure the times in a horse race, and then it went to kart racing, and then went into aeroplanes and aerospace, and it's been to war, and now we just use it to cook pasta or to try and get our kids to do stuff like, come on guys, let's see who finishes first cleaning his room, and things like that. But we love them. We cannot help it. We love them. We hardly use them, but we love them. And they are so expensive. We are used to the quartz chronographs that are very cheap. And then when we come to mechanical pieces, it's hard to find a good Swiss watch with a good after-sales service that costs less than 2,500 euros. But there are. The Swatch Group, being as powerful a builder as it is, has at least three watches that are well under that amount of money. Actually, they are under 1,500 euros. So we're going to see them starting from the least expensive to the most expensive of the 3. Funny enough, the cheapest of the 3 is the one that offers the most features, because this Tina Diaz Action Diver chronograph is a certified diver watch and a chronograph. As a diver watch, it can go down to 300 meters, which is a lot, and therefore the case is solid, is strong, is big. It may be too big because it's 45.7 millimeters in diameter, nearly 18 millimeters in height, and 52 millimeters from lug to lug. Of course, at this price point, you cannot ask for a ceramic bezel. It's aluminum, in fact, but it's well made and is precise. The glass is sapphire, however, and it has a double coating which helps a lot to make it very legible. Being a certified diver, both the crown and the pushers are screwed down. If you remember the 2012 version of this watch, you will immediately see differences, because this modern version is bolder, bigger. It's more of a tool than the previous version, which was more moderate, so to speak. For instance, hands are bigger. Instead of being different in shape, they are different in width. And also, most important, it has 3 subdials instead of 2. One for the small seconds with a big hand, and another one for the chronograph counter, 30 minutes, and 1 hour counter. Indexes have changed from round to arrow shape, which makes it look sharper. There are 3 different dials for this watch. One is the classic blue, one is black and green, and the other one, this one, is black and red, which is the traditional color for chronographs. The Superluminova treatment is impeccable. The watch carries inside the ETA Z01 211, which is no other than the Alemania 5100, a movement that Swatch stopped producing in 2003, but then revived to make it lighter and easier to build. But the basic structure is there, which guarantees the robustness of the movement. It ticks at 4 Hz and has a power reserve of 45 hours. Of course, you cannot see it because it is covered by the Certina turtle. The watch is presented with a well-made steel bracelet that also has micro adjustment, which makes it even more useful. But best of all, the price, 1,170 euros, is unbeatable. I think you're getting a really powerful watch for very little money. The second watch is very well known by everybody. The Hamilton Xwing Autochrono has been with us for 8 years. It was rebooted in 2016 when it appeared in the movie Independence Day, the second part, which was as bad as the first one, but it gave it the silver glory, and rightly so, because it's a very well done watch. I think Hamilton did it really well with this watch. It's a modern reinterpretation of a pilot's watch, and as such has a rounded and brushed case to give it more of a look of a tool, and it has a diameter of 44 millimeters and nearly 17 millimeters in height and 42 millimeters lug to lug, which makes it big in all senses, but it sits quite well on the wrist. The glass is sapphire, but a better anti-reflective system wouldn't hurt. This watch has not only the chronograph pushers but also 3 crowns, screw-down crowns that are also protected, so it makes it look really powerful. Being a watch that is designed to wear on the right, the chronograph pushers are on the left side of the watch and they are inverted. The pusher to start and stop the chronograph is at 8 o'clock and the reset button is at 10 o'clock. The crown is also inverted. When you open it to the first position, you can wind the watch. To the second position, it changes the time, and in the third position, you change date and day. The other 2 crowns are used for the function of this watch, which is to calculate the crosswinds and the drift of the plane. Now, I have no idea of how this works. I've been looking at the video that the company made, but I have no idea. What I do know is that I have a friend that is a pilot and he loves it because it reminds him of the tools needed to calculate stuff manually. So I think that's a very good thing for Hamilton. They have really made a proper tool that actually works, and that is something to be proud of in a market that is full of many watches that look the same. Being able to give something unique is really good. Being a pilot's watch, the numerals are big and straight, and the hands have this syringe shape that increases the vintage look of the watch. Hamilton has chosen to paint with Superluminova even the chronograph hands. I would have preferred the numerals to be painted with Superluminova too, but as it is, the reading of the time is correct. What moves this watch is the H21 caliber, which is no other than the famous value movement that Hamilton requested to be modified in order to have 60 hours power reserve. For that, they changed the mainspring and they made changes also in the gear train. We only see a bit of the caliber because the rest of the back of the watch is used to make these rules of calculation we were talking about before. This Hamilton comes with a thick leather strap with 2 rivets to enhance that vintage look. The price is €1,395, which I think is good for a mechanical chronograph that is also apart from any other because of its singular complication. And last, but certainly not least, the Tissot Heritage 1948, the most elegant and easier to wear of the 3. This Tissot is only 39.5 mm in diameter and less than 12 mm in height, which makes it easy on nearly every wrist. The case is brushed and polished, which makes it look more elegant, and the vintage look is completed with a set of very Art Deco lugs. The crown, which is big and flat, and the chronograph pushers helps to define this vintage look of the case, which is completed with the glass, which is not sapphire but hessalite, which makes it more faithful to the original but also prone to scratches. The vintage look is also present in the very nice silver dial. It's also curved to follow the shape of the glass, and it has a railroad minute track like the watches of yore, and the hour indicators are polished dots that look really vintage, and for some reason Tissot has included a Roman 12 in the dial. It's not a deal breaker, but I think it could do without it. Same thing happens with the date window. It would be much better off without it, but we have to keep in mind who we are talking about. This is Tissot, and Tissot makes watches to be sold to the general public, and the general public wants a date. To follow with this retro look, the hands have this leaf shape, and there is no superluminova in the watch, which is also very faithful to the original. When you turn the watch, you see something really strange. The back cover is open in two sections that do not let you see the movement, and it's decorated very rococo. It looks like a pocket watch, but this is a 1948 watch, so I don't really know what's going on there. I would have preferred to be covered completely, or to let me see the movement complete. In any case, what we see there is the ETA 2894.2, which is a very good choice because since it's less than 7 millimeters in height, it helps making the case thinner, and it is as well proved and reliable as the Valjoux 7750. You can get this watch with either a brown or black leather strap or with a mesh bracelet. And the money is not the problem, because with the leather strap the watch costs 1,400 euros, and with the mesh bracelet the price is 1,460 euros, so the difference is nothing. So as you can see, you can find a Swiss mechanical watch with a price that is still moderate and that offers you a lot for what it costs. Please hit like if you enjoyed this video, and click on the bell if you want to subscribe to this channel. And do not forget to follow us on our social media. Thank you for being there, and I'll see you in our next video.